abogel nabo I understand ukuthi bacabanga kanjani ukuthi you'd prefer ukuthi iyawuthi kuvurvaye kuyenze zonke lezi zinto ezibhedayo just because he has money.
Angikhuluma na uyabona ukuthi uthi mfethu, if this guy doesn't control me, then kumele ngicela nabafana ama data ku WhatsApp yabazi laba dinner
why angayenzi into yakhe? Focus on yourself, bro. Like
it's a curse and a blessing to have sometimes, and it's a curse in a sense ukuthi it makes you lazy and it makes you ukuthi ungakhona ukwenza into zakho. Sometimes it's a blessing ukuthi uyakhona ukuthola izinto. Khona abantu engibaziyo literally ntanga, they built a life around yeah, thenga imoto, they support their family, bayatravela, they have a lifestyle and all that, yabo. And the sad thing is that that's what a lot of women aspire to, ukuthi babe njalo. So babona ukuthi hayi life vele grand yona le, yabo. That's the sad thing.
and unfortunate part ukuthi abuchere singafuna ukubajola yilabo.
Yeah. Side chick mentality. Okay, hi guys, welcome to another episode of It Is What It Is. It's your boy Chigichiane Ngvanu.
Your soap, original Mr. Lava.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yeah, man. I'm good. Just tired.
It was a rough day yesterday.
Yeah.
So bengiqala ukubona into enje mina mfethu nje the way ekasi bekugcwele ngakhona, it was like ngihamba ngabo 1-2 kuseni ngathi kusemini ndoda, people walking around imoto, there's traffic, there's in. So yeah, it was a hectic day. Nami ngikhathele nje. Like ngathi ngalala, or I can just get someone ozongishanga massage nje ngifaka ama cucumber emehlweni no, yabo.
La uyendlini kanti after la.
No, ngimpumalanga futhi.
Yo, marwena le driving yakho, bro.
It's being a dad, dog, you know. So my child lives there.
How far is it? Like how long do you take ukuya nokubuya?
3 hours.
To buya same day.
Yeah.
So it's 1.5 hour ukuya
1.5 hour, yeah. So but I have to stop my garage for my daughter. She likes like buying stuff. Yeah, yeah.
So yo.
Yeah, man.
So
it kind of makes me ask myself, Uguti, these guys who always making these excuses, Uguti, nah, my daughter can't see them. Marumuntu lie box back in faith. Bona ngathi umuntu to quality takes just going there. Bekathi nambethi akude kanjani. MP. And it never happens that ever since she lived there. I think she lives there for like 5 years. Not even a single month passed by ngambona ever since that Blomara.
Mina I know someone uhlala la eLansfontein but ungakwazi ukuzobona incosi yakhe.
It's crazy. It's crazy if you think about it.
Like she's incapable of coming to see her own daughter. So
and that's a chick.
That's a woman.
Damn. Nah, but that's even worse.
That's a page out of my life, Yabona. So but let me not indulge it much.
Okay, but one last question regarding that. Why? Like is it finances or is it just
I
out of sight,
know.
out of mind?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think, in fact, I don't even know what to think about this. Ngoba, this person is not being deprived from seeing the baby.
Of course.
She's someone who can call any day. It's someone who's actively being called. But, there is zero effort made from that person. So,
and I'm sure she won't be shamed. She won't be called a deadbeat. Whatnot, none.
That's the thing. She won't be.
Yeah.
She will be out here. You are now a deadbeat. But yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing thing, bro.
Yeah, thanks, homeboy. Yeah, talking about that, singene endabeni nabo. First thing I saw this week is Thabo Bester. I saw the guy was back in court. He was arguing and uyazimela, which of I didn't even know that you can be your own lawyer or uzimele nje laphana e-court and talk for herself and all. So I don't know if you saw the story or kanjani. Yeah, Kundwan.
I did see the story. And first of all, we always watch what these guys wear. Firstly, Jay,
That's the first thing.
I think homeboy, that guy doesn't even look like a criminal. He's so well articulated.
Fucked up.
I saw a court lapaz kulmela uti the one thing is arguing he does acknowledge the fact that he's got cases rape and murder. He then goes to say this thing to ask appeal, it doesn't look like into ekwevara uthi yena bamrelease yabona. Well, I didn't follow the whole thing, but yabona okay mfethu, I think I don't know if imali or kanjani, or why are they even giving him time uthi abe in court, because clearly this guy is a criminal. He in fact he was the first thing that happened before the Mkhwanazi thing, uthi sivuleka amehlo in terms of what's happening in the world, the corruption because apparently this guy didn't escape. He was let out of jail.
Yeah,
that's what he's saying. And Nakona, when it came out the first time, when he was still going to court, there was other security, correctional service guards that let him out, and he paid a fee. So it's a movie, this thing got best at dog.
Yeah. Now, what I saw and what I found interesting was that he said it hasn't been proven that Vele he did escape. Yeah. And which I think it's a point, Uguti, he did do those offenses that he did with when he was called the Facebook, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
So, but this is a separate matter. And each and every separate matter, it's treated as if Vele, you are innocent till proven guilty, even though we all know, but everybody knows Uguti, the guy escaped. Like ila emehlunwe to sonke siyabona, but yena he says Uguti, how will that be proven if even the judges say Uguti is guilty? Yabona, because everybody just thinks Uguti vele manje he is guilty of yona lento leyo without going to trial. So he wants to go to trial to actually prove yona the pretty obvious thing that we all see.
And there was apparently there was a dead body or a burnt body when he escaped. When this thing surfaced, and apparently the Facebook rapist uvelile bambona kuphi kuphi yabona, and then that's when he tried to escape, and yabona indaba yakhe yavela nonandipha yabona, they were found in Tanzania vela. So now who jail sale, apparently he supposedly it was a decoy to make it look like he was dead. That's what I saw. Only to manje azovela ati
arrogance.
So it's arrogance.
Yeah, because I think you should have just laid low and maybe moved out of the country quietly. Bangambonanga bangazanga next. Not when things were starting to get hot and all. Yabo. So, but he also said Uguti he's in solitary confinement ever since he doesn't see any people. One in a cell, and I think Uguti
he's ordering books. Hey, I would tell it's like gazi.
I think what he wants to do, he's using this because I think he knows Uguti Vele. It's done for him. I don't think he'll, or maybe if he ever does go out, it's going to be after a very long time. He's going to spend a lot of time in prison. So I think what he just wants those benefits of having a laptop and those benefits in jail. Because if he's his own lawyer, then he needs to have some type of access in jail. Because even the first time, I remember he was saying that he wants a laptop. Like he was pushing for a laptop, and he was making it seem as if him wanting a laptop is because of of the trial. About I have to have a laptop so that I can read my document, my health, whatever, and stuff like that. So I think mina nje into ayifunayo nje untwana like kakhulu nje. That's why he's doing all this thing, because he knows ukuthi once he has a laptop, he has access, because of he's a scammer nakhona. And right now that you know ukuthi scammers do it big, go internet, yabo. And then nakhona he's been in jail.
Yeah.
But look at the clothes he wears, the life he lives. But lo muntu lona bekadla inyama mfethu ejele. He's living soft. He's living soft vele yabona in jail corner. So where does he get the access to those things? I think it's through a laptop. Ngoba bekhona nale story lezokuthi the scam that he was doing vele when he did those video calls naloku asejele. That's how he made his money. That's how he made people. Imagine.
They had all famous people clapping.
Tabang. Oh, dog.
Oh, and this guy, I think these types of characters, even if you were to arrest them and put them in jail, I think they need to be studied.
Yeah.
Help,
because he's
help the police or a crime intelligence track down these types of characters, because I can assure you, probably here in South Africa, akusuya one.
But in today, I'm like what he managed to pull off. I don't think uno moban. And also, after doing all that is done, and still have the guts to even stand in front of everyone as Ringel and it shows the grades that he has and the krach. So that's very an impressive feat. And I wish like a lot of guys could have maybe on a little trait to just stand up for yourself, stand up for what's right and all.
So just one last question before Sevala there. What do you think though about Unandipa? The girlfriend, because apparently Unandipa was with a guy, she was married. I'm not sure about the status of the guy, if the guy was doing too well or maybe I don't think he is, seeing that what do you think about Unandipa? I mean, how do you leave your husband Ushatile? You're probably living a good life to and live that Bonnie and Clyde life, and because she was also part of some of the scams that he was pulling off, and they made a lot of money together.
I think innately, biologically, if I could put it that way, Abo girl, I think they have this thing for bad boys. I think you can create this wonderful world for girl, but deep down in jail, I think they don't want a safe guy. They don't want a guy in jail also about treat her all glamorous, about nigga drama and all that. So this guy, you can hear him so this guy, he can literally like the country. He can have the country listening. Like he can have everybody talk about him, listen to what he has to say. So imagine just one woman. It's bekambambele kunini ngesimall. Mshasha amtshela ukuthi yabona. Athatheka mfethu mshashayile. Waba smitten blind. Because I saw that when I think it was after their escape, and then it was the first time they went to court. People were thinking, maybe this guy taking a force or maybe intimidated her to go 9-9. But the moment that woman saw that guy, bro, it's like she forgot the amount of trouble they are in, bro. But it's sort of like she felt as if everything is okay in that moment when she saw that guy. So I think imchamile fucked up lumdalo. And I think uthathekile Joe, because umshaya kuthalandele inhliziyo yakhe kakhulu more than her head, because you can even hear the woman when she speaks, because I've watched her on Podcast and Chill, that there's an episode she did when she speaks, she's a very intelligent woman, Mara, that guy could manage to let her ignore all that intelligence, and Alandile Inhliziyo can do all these fucked up and stupid things. Yabo.
Isn't that what women do though? With manje, once wangachameka, the mind is that side, the heart is that side.
Isn't that what they do? Like, in which sense, Kanjan?
I think when women are deeply in love with someone, they tend to forget the logical part of,
Yes.
They seem to use their hearts emotionally. They're emotional beings anyway. So,
Bro, I've seen women go like 7 days, not even knowing what their child eats. Nendezinjalo, jo. Avaye because of love, because of a guy. Athandana naye. Uyangithola? I've seen women bajikelana, like sisters, they grew up in the same house, and then bajikelana just because of the out, jo. Someone you shared a womb with. But when the out figure la, then she just forgets about that. It's sort of like sometimes with women, especially when they're in love, it's like indoda phambili yonke into emuva banasemzini yabo. They don't care about anything nje than lolo thando lolo.
and did you see how so much love women were giving to Thabo when this whole story came out and he was speaking?
I saw
I think women they kind of love criminals.
Bro, do you know who Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah.
Serial killer.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing where women, like, they were loving him. That guy is a serial killer. He ate people, literally. He ate abantu, but there were women who loved that guy. There's also another guy I saw, which was kind of a nice story because the guy bokumchamara sajele for gruesome things. And then they were even bahlanganisa imali to get this guy out from prison. Bamfuna ngaphandle. And then he turned his life around because of that, because of the love.
Isn't it this guy who got arrested? I don't know if it was in the United States, and then he posted a Tata mugshot,
Yes.
and then posted it on the internet, and then
It's that guy.
and he's a model now. He's doing
Hey,
very well.
exactly.
Can you imagine? Lemons to lemonades in your life.
So that's just crazy because you'd think vele ukuthi like Thabo, that guy, bro, he actually murdered a woman and he's a rapist. He that's the most heinous crimes you can do kubo girl. And you think ukuthi women would hate a guy like that. How can you do this to another woman? But weirdly enough, they get the opposite.
Yeah, guess our women, guys, there's a lot of good guys out there. Stop loving criminals, guys.
Yeah.
Unless if, you want to end up in jail or in some sort of trouble.
But yongena ngapha iphume ngapha mfethu. Uyofike buye ubujabare la. Chaba do ngeimbazo dota izi bayokuthanda futhi still yabo.
We at least gotta try.
Yeah. And did you also hear about the story of the CCMA lawyer? Just to move on. Her name is Chinette Gallichan. I'm butchering her name. Chinette Gallichan.
Man.
So, how sad. Ugel uphume ekuseni, ukhuluma with her husband, gives him a kiss, not knowing what is the last time azokhuluma nawo ntwana. She goes to work. When she gets to work, since I attend, I think a court somewhere in Jersey, and she gets shot. Assassinated.
Sad story, sad. And the one thing that's the saddest about this is that it almost happened almost near where DJ Wara's got,
What? Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
And same style of execution, bruh. Umuntu wakhona zivayela zingenele end. Ejozi nje. Inside of a white car apparently, and then
Gone.
They left. But the casualness of how people saying it happened in Fetu, it shows we are in trouble, bro.
Yeah.
And besides being in trouble, Josie. I think we are in trouble in terms of I don't say legal system, but I think these corporate companies are starting to use a mafia style of dealing with things, because according to what I've heard or what I've seen regarding Cheslin, is that she was defending people within a company, a mine. Yabona. She's there to help assist people get what they needed to get in terms of a settlement, because they are being laid off. So now she's there, and the people have taken the right choice of appointing someone illegal. It's an attorney is helping. The very same person in Vetu that's trying to help these people gets shot. It's scary, because now it's not only that, it looks like it's a pattern that keeps on happening. Yabona, bakhona abantu abalokhu bavela, the moment to defend abantu and trying to do the right thing, you get shot.
Yeah. And am I, when it comes to mining, bruh, there's always like crazy stories, especially with illegal minings. We know Gucci, they terrorize communities, so it feels as if Ngati mining is a very dangerous field. Like there's always these funny things that happen naveli mining. And it seems as if I feel like Ngati they trying to, like they doing it like very Ngati mafia style in a way. Ngati they're operating like the Zamazamas.
Yeah.
And Ngati they are trying to send a message to say, Guti, if you stand against us, then it's done with you. Yabo. And my biggest concern for Nangalokon now is that with justice, it's gonna be difficult to get, because now I'm sure there has to be somebody who's gonna replace her, and then now who's gonna want to replace her now? Who this job that she was doing, now this case, nobody's gonna wanna do it, and then now that means with justice, it's gonna suffer, because lawyers are gonna be scared to like do what's right, and we all know Guti. Sometimes what you call these people, whistleblowers and things like that, we know Guti what happens to them. Abantabaza ngeqiniso. So it's very difficult now to think Guti, should I die for the truth or for what's right? Because even we've seen people who die for the truth and who die for what's right, but those people, they are forgotten now. Life carries on.
Yeah,
it's as if next. And now, as maybe let's say a lawyer, I'm thinking wherever they're sitting, thinking, what should I take this case? I don't think they'll see it as worth it to take it or worth losing their life for. And then it's gonna be a thing good now. There's no justice anymore with regards to that.
You know what I think also? This I don't know if it was mentioned Uti, she was getting threats. It doesn't look like she was getting threats at all. That one. She was just a woman out there doing her job, and then the next thing, that one. So I can understand with some other whistleblowers that they would be warned, hey, Donna, you are playing on thin ice right now. She's about to happen. With her, Nix, you leave njengobusho ukuthi, and yazi mfethu, when I saw this thing, kind of stalked her kancane, profile
yes.
and she seems like she's a dope person. Very decent person, like, and then all the good ones now.
And apparently she was also passionate about labor laws and in Dezinja. But now sadly they lost a wife. I don't know if she had kids. Did she have any kids?
I think she had a kid.
She leaves a kid.
But I do know that she has a husband.
Yeah. So manje they lost her. She's gone. And also, speaking about Yona Lindole, did you also see, what's this story, Saka, who's this woman? I forgot her name. Lerato Mohlamme.
Lerato Mohlamme.
Yeah, so I think she was a patient who was mentally disturbed
Oh, okay. Yeah,
in a
yeah.
hospital. I think the hospital's name is George something, in Limpopo. And they say Uti she was illegally admitted into the mental institution. I don't know how or how can you illegally admit someone in a mental institution. And then Berafika Lapana, there's a case of negligence and she was mistreated. And then I think there was a fire or something of that sort. And then she burned to death.
Apparently, they also administered incorrect drugs to her.
Yeah.
Yabona. Ngathi bamfake adrenaline, of which I think they said it's a nebulization that they were supposed to. But a whole series of things like kind of happened in your case, where firstly, like you're saying, Ongene, she was not supposed to be in that hospital.
Yes.
Yabona. But then she was admitted. The next thing, a fire broke out because of the negligence of his staff and the people that are working there. And then also the other thing is, the administration of like drugs. Angahambelani. I'm fit. When it comes to hospitals, I'm afraid of hospitals, bro.
Is it? I saw on COVID, a lot of people are of hospitals.
I'm afraid. And for me, it hits home because I've had an incident where someone died. And till today, I still think that hospital did something to this woman.
Public hospital.
So I have this thing with public hospitals that they are very negligent. They don't really take care of their patients quite well. They seem to not care. Or there is panini, but there's no passion to help. You are dealing with people. People are there to heal. They are not there to play around or to mess around. The person is in hospital because they need your help as a healthcare profession, as a person who's in healthcare. You need to get that help. So mina engishaguphi, it gets personal and very emotional for me because what happened with this person that I did like date a couple of years ago, and she passed away esibhedlela. Wangena right. I was from Soweto, came back.
Oh.
I get there. How? She's not there. Okay, what the fuck? So I eventually phone. I'm thinking, next. Hey, I'm fit. You know when you can't find your person and you've been calling and calling and calling, you'd assume ukuthi eish ayibangidlela Nkosi yami. Seriously. So eventually last call. And her mother picks up the call and says, "Yo, I'm with your person. Your person is in hospital. I won't name the hospital. All right, chap. Hey, I get there. She's fine, but she's saying she has short breath. She can't breathe. I stay up there up until 11 at night because I was waiting for I'm admit and whatnot. So it doesn't happen. So I eventually say, "Hey, dude, it's Sunday. I just got in a job. I need to go
to work. Yeah.
We'll talk in a text. I fine. Leave.
Plus a short breath.
Breath. It's not that. She's fine. She's okay, bro. Monday passes. Sikhuluma ngefoni. Tuesday passes. Silogo sikhuluma ngefoni, yabona. But slowly her presence is starting to fade out in calls because umuntu bowukhuluma naye and they could say hello kunjani ayiyaphila sithandwa sami, and then the next thing as you day by day she keeps on I know
yes, she's
yabona
deteriorating.
ivoice ya deteriorate yabona kancane kancane hayi sharp. We go on up until Saturday when I got there, bro, yo athuka same time ukuthi yo, how is this possible that this person ongenela are right masifika mfethu she's literally now uwondile like mfethu umuntu ebengaka mfethu bese kangaka mfethu you know mfethu I sat there mfethu thinking ukuthi yo yabona manje this is serious. Ask what's wrong with this person kunani, you know. In fact, to tell today, I don't think even the parents got a closure ukuthi bazi ukuthi what happened to what really happened, what was really sickening this child. Yabona.
In a matter of not even a week.
Yabona my so yathuka. That next morning, bro, I went to church. And I church is for some reason. And then I came back on Sunday. She was worse than on Saturday, bro. Yo, this time now she can't even talk. Yabona. Yeah. Familiar going excuse for just talking about this kanjalo. I hope they don't get mad because I loved your daughter at that point. Yeah. So Monday comes, everyone is on panic. Father, the mother is on panic. Good day. This person wasn't like this. Why is she deteriorating? She's supposed to be getting better. You know, everyone is just trying to find out yo, kanti nama specialist wala kuphi. What's happening? This person wasn't like this. Our Tuesday, galagaqa.
God.
Mfana. So this thing, public hospitals, in fact, I started hating them from there. Awona njalo when I like ngidlula kulesa sibedlela sibali. Yo. Ngivele ngikwade all the way like nyanyanya njalo. Angithandi nokuthatha le route yangale. And it looks like it's something that's similar to this. So yeah.
Yeah, because even with this story, what I found appalling, dog, is that they apparently, allegedly, they were starving this woman as punishment. She did something, they didn't give her food, they starved her. Which I think if someone is mentally disturbed, bruh, like even right now, if a mentally disturbed person can walk in here, you'd think, nah, this person is not okay. So you wouldn't maybe as in it's fine. It's fine. I should maybe around crazy people or something. You'll think of something about, but I don't think you would come maybe with the equal force. So I think you have to be a bit empathetic to people. So, I think maybe what punishment can you give somebody who's not okay, like upstairs? I understand. So, they saw it fit. And then now I'm thinking, what kind of human being would you be, like where you are in a position where you're supposed to help people, and then when now here's a person who's in need, and then now you starve them of food. So
have you ever went to a public hospital for any reason?
Yeah, I've been to public hospitals. There's people that I know, so around.
I don't think these people when mhlambe bavayisa ama-CV or when they study for that profession of being a nurse or something, I don't think they do that because of maybe a passion of being a nurse or the passion of helping. I think they do that because they know honest nurse banemali, or you sort of feel like, you know, nginenhliziyo yokunceda yabona so you go for that profession yabona, only to find ukuthi abantu abagulayo are not that appealing, or it's not a crowd that's appealing for you to assist, and therefore what do? Uyabadinekela, you know, you get angry at them, you want to punish umuntu ozela for ukuthi wena umncede, you know. Mental health, futhi, it's even worse because that person might not even be conscious of what they do.
Exactly.
They might not know exactly how to process the world or whatever is happening in life in yabo. And then now that person is in your guidance and you need to help that person, but you punish that person ngokudla, and then you administer wrong drugs.
What my head goes to, yabo, ukuthi, isn't it maybe, if I can pose a question, because I've met nurses, I've chilled with nurses, like those abasesesikoleni and yabo, and quite honestly, whenever I chill with them, I get a sense of, okay, this person really does seem like a person really who's fit for this type of environment and all, based on their character. Yabo. So is it not a thing where maybe sometimes they get into the profession and then the profession itself and the system and all changes them to be that type of person to survive? Yabo. But then again, ngibuye ngicabanga ukuthini ukuthi mina, I have a medical aid, yabona. Luckily I'm blessed to have one, yabo. So whenever maybe I'm not okay, I know ukuthi maybe I can go to a private hospital and the treatment is very different, like in a private hospital, yabo. So what I ask myself then is ukuthi, is it not like inkinga ukuthi how black people see other black people? And why I say that is because I'm thinking of places like maybe a ShopRite, yabo. And I've seen how Amatela they would treat amalone, like their customers in my ShopRite la emakhaya. And whenever I'm in my hood, ngisecheckers corner, I can see the difference in the treatment that they give wonke umuntu lapho in those type of spaces, yabo. So because the only difference now is that this is a black neighborhood and then this is a white, predominantly white neighborhood, yabo. So I'm thinking ukuthi, is it not the same reason that makes them treat their customers at ShopRite the very same reason that they treat patients in these government hospitals? Because it's cartoonist by it's black people who go to these government and public hospitals. And is it not ukuthi a public hospital is like a ShopRite in the hood, and then a private hospital is like a Checkers in the burbs? Is it not like that?
You know, that's a very interesting point that you just raised. Yeah, very interesting to think about it that way, because I've been on both ends, public and
Private.
I've been at on both ends in terms of example oyenzayo shopping and, you know, shopping ekasi and versus in fact I don't even do shopping ekasi mina yabona.
Yeah.
And just to digress kancane, prices or sekasi, they are kind of inflated.
Is it?
Yeah. Shopping Sawabish areas or my price wakhona different compared to ekasi. I'm just okay. This I'll have to prove to you at some other day. But yeah, I don't do shopping gas because of the pricing, and it's not because of black people, but you can see that the treatment maula it's not the same as maule esababish in your suburb areas, where maybe predominantly white people are there. It's different. You check how our fellow black people are interacting with white customers and versus black people. Sometimes we are yeah. And then also with hospitals, I've been in public hospitals for different reasons. Not once, sekukaningi mfethu. And then we also have been kuma private hospitals. Yabona. Hey, ku public isibale banokumemeza rough nje labo. Hey, sekuyadliwa manje, sekuyadliwa. Hey, ningahambi. Yabona. It's
not a nice
these
thing
people
to see, bro.
I think they need to be trained on people's skills, yabona. Or yabona. Maybe we are judging them too harshly by saying which they treat white people a lot better than they treat black people. Maybe lama soft skills, or they are not being trained educatedly to manje bakwazi ukudila nabantu in general and not think of a person as lo muntu omnyama ini yabona. I think maybe they need to get trained more. And I say this because in the profession that we are in, Tinabanye, we are always getting tested, bro. Yabona. Kuhlale kunama assessment, kuhlale kunani, kuhlale kunani. Yabona. Now, I may be wrong or not about this, but I've never met one of the guys about that health profession that would come to me and say, assessment once wangapasa nje all your qualifications wakho, and after qualifications you go to into uthole span echayile. I don't think there's further training after lapho, unless maybe there's a new product that's being introduced. But in terms of ukuthi batrain ukuthi no abantu abayenzwa kanje ini yabona, just the more you train these people on soft skills and yabona, the more they'll get better at their jobs. But I don't think it's happening. I may be wrong, maybe it does happen, but I've never seen anyone saying that an assessment or yabona sinabantu abona abazwakalayo. Do these guys even get therapy? Like because you see a whole lot of shit like
it's traumatic, dog.
Ngena umuntu anasandla lapha yabona. That shit mfethu can get to your mind and can maybe damage yabona some piece of your brain. I don't know, but yeah, that's just how I feel about them, yabona. So I don't trust them. I feel they need to get these people trained all the time.
Yeah, mele bayithole ne.
Yeah.
Ngiyakuzwa, but moving on, bruh, to our next topic. This week has just been so there's Dr. Anele Mngadi, who was exposing Standard Bank.
Yeah.
So Standard Bank, apparently she had to buy transi. And then there was fraud that happened, where she now had to pay almost double the amount. Basically, there's fraud that happened khona lapho. And following the story, I think there was also violence where now she's proclaiming ukuthi Standard Bank ithumela abantu to her house to intimidate ukuthi izobakhawatha and all. So we always born naleyo ndaba mfethu.
I actually watched the entire 1 hour podcast yakhe yakhuluma.
Like podcast or
yeah, it was I would say it's a podcast because it's just her telling her story, and it takes an hour. Anything I feel like anything that you record that's over 20 minutes is a podcast.
Aye, bro. But it's not even an hour. Like I think it's like 14 parts. There's lot. There's a whole bunch of videos. Igcina go part 14 or angazi yadlula go part 14 or in. There's a lot of things that she said.
Yeah.
Because there's the last one that I saw, she was talking about how that has affected the work she was doing. I think there was supposed to be a university here in Ekurhuleni, and that never happened. Apparently Ramaphosa, he even spoke about it on his first sauna, they're gonna build a university here. So I think she was part of creating what's this curriculum for that university. And yeah, it never happened because of the Standard Bank thing. It even went as far as her explaining this has ruined chances of this, nani. And then after that video, she was like, I'm gonna tell you more again what was gonna happen and whatnot and whatnot. So she said a mouthful. So yeah. And again, Namja, I have to say a disclaimer, I couldn't like watch all those videos and stuff. I got like tired, like in my paratin, and I was like, this is too much.
Yeah, it is too much. I mean, like looking at the whole story, that one. What I like, firstly, also Nai, she's well articulated. She's very calm when she talks about these videos. She's educated. And then there's nothing I like more than people who have their receipts, bro. That one. Talk all that. As long as I've got my receipts here.
We all talk.
Yeah, So when I was watching that 1 hour video, where she was explaining everything that happened, it does look like Standard Bank tried some forgery documents and then this woman kept the car and didn't drive it only to prove her innocence in court. She goes to say luckily the judge that was there listening at that point was someone that gave her that airtime with manje khuluma sikumamele everything that she spoke. She had a receipt, everything that she did only to find ukuthi at some point Standard Bank would then reverse, because now this person has all the evidence on the table and they have no way out. They switched up on her and said that no, it's actually the dealership that made the fraud. It's not but it still put them in a fucking why am I saying a niche position where now they have to explain how the dealership did fraud when they are the ones that approved. It was very informative a podcast. And then the part where she's saying that she got robbed. Mfana. That's something out of movies, dog. Where figure kwakho, people are there inside. You try to escape. Apparently, she was getting beaten down. These guys beat her, tied her up, tied her daughter up. And as per normal, she's thinking, I'm getting robbed. Motherfuckers are here to take some shit. Only to find nope. It's these guys from sent by allegedly people from Standard Bank to, come intimidate this woman, come find records, because there was certain things that they were looking for while at that house. The part that disgusted me the most, bro, is that at some point she says that she was fighting with one of the guys. She got knocked out, fell down, and lost consciousness. When she woke up, she sees her daughter naked, bro. And these guys are like kept on saying that they're gonna rape her daughter. No, can you imagine like a woman, and you've had an older daughter or another daughter that passed away. Now you're about to watch your only daughter being raped, but we want to hear your daughter. We want you to hear your daughter scream. Apparently, the daughter said, "Hey, mama, can you imagine your daughter?" To say, I have to be. I'm. You're not going to hear me scream. Man. I wanna little part Leo just made me think. The world works ngenye indlela. We live in a. It looks like we live in a mafia state, vele, where if you are not going to comply, they send some goons to either kill you. If they can't kill you, back intimidator. They might do the nasty ass things to you and your family, of which you know, I understand ukuthi uzifake kuleyo nkinga oyi-one, but now mase kufakwa nefamily yakho.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Yo, that story was wild. One of the wildest things this year.
Yeah, dog. Now that's crazy what you just said, Thabo. But now, Menuguti, there's something that I think of, that okay, maybe that she'll say Standard Bank, and whenever she says Standard Bank did this to me, I think in my head, and I think in people's heads, I think they think that the organization set and they had a meeting, even, and then they said, us as Standard Bank, then we'll do 1, 2, 3. We'll go, let's give these guys money, and then us as an organization will pay them. They should take guns and go to her place. So now that's where I don't think maybe that is the case.
It's actually Standard Bank, yeah.
Because Standard Bank, it's like you having 100,000 rand, versus someone steals 20 cents from you. Would you take those measures for that 20 cents? I think maybe there's processes on whatever, maybe when there's fraud and stuff like that. But I don't think as an organization, for that amount, you would actually take those measures to do that. So now what I think and what would make sense is that maybe it's somebody who is supposed to lose their job over this, or maybe it's somebody who approved something they were not supposed to approve, and now it's gonna cost them their livelihood. That's something that's more believable for me. Maybe there's a person in Standard Bank maybe who did that, but now then again, her saying Standard Bank, it's a matter of the guy is in Standard Bank, maybe he's representing the company, so she won't really say ban, because I don't think she knows. Because from what I watched, the little that I watched, is that what she wants is an investigation from Standard Bank to say investigate internally to see where the rot is, because this happened kuma systems way now.
Yeah.
And another thing, Futuguti, now because I don't think it's going to be a difficult thing to find out, because I'm sure they say it's luxury car brands. Maybe there's a whole department for that.
Yeah.
And then how many people get luxury cars through Standard Bank? Because sometimes I think what they maybe depend on is a system that they've created. The only thing is I go about maybe let's say when you want to open maybe let's say an account, and sometimes there's not even a person who actually will say, okay, give me this, give me this, give me that. It's like you do it through a system, and then the system approves, or maybe if there's something, then somebody else has to approve. If maybe they see there's something that's not going right here, then somebody else has to approve that. So maybe it's that person who's trying to cover their tracks or because I've heard people say there are those type of scams, identity theft. It also happened to me where they stole, and just to maybe sidestep a bit, maybe it'll help someone. So what happened to me was that my identity was stolen, and then these people, they started making loans all over the place. So I saw, you know what helped me in that situation is that I had an app. There's this other app called Splendy. So I'll ask Silo to put the link on the description. It's Splendy. So what that app does for free, whenever something happens with your ID, whenever somebody opens something, they send you an SMS to say account opened. Here. So now I got the SMS, and then from Splendy, and then it was telling me a loan from wherever has been opened. And I was like, nah, maybe this is a mistake or in. And then when I saw the second one, that's when I logged into the app. And then I saw even it tells you the amount they try to steal. I mean, you open a loan for this amount at this service provider and all. And another messed up thing is that the first thing you have to do to get loans, you have to open an account, a bank account, and the bank account has to be like more than 6 months.
Yeah.
Yabo? So they open the bank account with a different bank that I don't use 6 months prior. So somebody approved that, or I don't know, but they had a whole bank account, right? And then 6 months later they started doing those loans. And then from that, even in Splendy, there's a whole department where they can help you fix that. And then I went through that process, and then I didn't even pay a cent for those loans. I'll give you the website. I'll also ask Silo to put it on the description.
Yeah,
the app
definitely, bro. I think I need
it's very, very helpful. So man. But I don't like just to get back to the story, I don't like what happened to her. It wasn't nice.
No,
And
it makes sense mawibeka kanjalo, because now the only flop is that person that would have maybe athumele inkabi or athumele people to harm this woman. It wouldn't be the organization as such, but it's people that are within the organization.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to think about it that way. Maybe let's say the person who approved everything, and maybe that group that were trying to maybe scam this poor lady. Hey guys, we're gonna get in shit. This woman needs to back out. Back out. If we don't do anything about this woman, then we all lose our livelihoods.
Yeah.
And the interesting part is that according to that video, she says that when these guys were leaving now after having harmed them and done all the weird stuff that they were doing to them, that one guy came to her and said, you know what, she's sorry. He's sorry for actually doing everything that they did to her and her daughter. And then he told Dr. Anele that now is spanning. Unfortunately, and he apologized, and she says that she forgave him because I'm trying to feed my kids.
Yeah.
But how do you feed your kids with the imali ekanje mfethu? I don't understand. Mina I don't want to feed my kids mfethu ngemali engcolile mfethu.
Yeah.
I would hate to do that, even if maybe no muntu oyenzayo and they have to do it, but I don't want. I don't want to talk like. It feels like you are. Uyabakhetha abantwana.
Yes. I think inamapati nje.
Kahle.
Inamapati nje. So nami nje angikren ngaleso.
Yeah, anyway, let's move along. And sad times.
Moving along, umbonile ubaba Julius. Julius Malema.
Yeah.
I think it was an interview ku radio. Is it 702 or something? I don't know what the radio is.
I think it's 702.
Lomuntlo is talking about somebody he helped through that interview. But what I found the most interesting is that he was talking about somebody he helped with circumcision. And now it's something like, I helped you with circumcision, now you can talk BS about me, you can say whatever. So we both need it, I think. And what do you think?
I saw that short video. Julius, that guy, I really like Julius' name. He's one of the politicians that I think, you know what, mhlambe singaba ne chance.
You are believing
singaba ne chance. I think what is done with the EFF, it obviously you will give them attention. And some of the policies that they are fighting for, it's some things that things that speak to me as a youth, trying to, make it out till I feel, make it out of the hood. I want to have something as about generational for a family. So they do speak to a piece of me in that sense. But now, the guy mfethu off ramp mfethu akukhulume something straight as umbona ukuthi uyeza macethat. Oh. I mean, how do you speak about the circumcision if you do circumcising, bro?
Well, that's a sensitive,
insane, bro.
it's a sensitive topic, Joe. And the manje, lento leyo mna what I don't like is that azoringa ngayo kanje yabo, because to me it shows ukuthi it was never about helping the person, but it was more about strings attached yabo.
Yeah.
I'm doing A for you, so I expect B from you, and now since I don't get B from you, then I'm gonna talk BS yabo. It's sort of like, oh, okay, ushange 45 eline writings elinesikhumba, then ngizokubamba ngale nto leyo. So basically when he amkhapha elaphana, he has a hold over him ngale nto leyo. Uyazi ukuthi noma now one day maybe they're having an argument, ngazokutshela wena ngikukhiphe nesikhumba lapha esibhedleleni. It's those people who would say maybe those type of things. Kuyena lo muntu loyo vela bona.
Mara yabona he was so wrong for saying this. Yabona sometimes I understand the frustration yale out, and you know, I understand, you know, that he doesn't want to change for anyone. And I do understand that, because nami nganjalo, it's either you like me or you don't. If you don't, hey man, sharp. If you do like me, let's go.
Mara, do you listen to what's in council? Maybe let's say again kuhlalisa phansi ke zamajita, then kuthiwe ntwana, hey,
I think he's wise. He does have some wisdom. Ne?
Yes.
It's just nje, that's why ngisho ngithi uya off ramp lo mjita. Yabona, because that was totally uncalled for ukuthi ungazokhuluma ngokuthi ungise ku circumcision. It's true that ukushuthi like ngikubambe ngamasende wena. You can't do anything until yabona, you have to respect me ngenkani. Yabona, it's mfana, yabona what he did, that whole statement nje, it was wrong. Yabona, it was wrong. I think the guy always says that people are emotional. That's what he sometimes says, kubantu ungaphenduli emotionally, we are here too. But I think naye emotional Julius.
Yeah.
Yabona, he's emotional. That was it's not something ongayikhuluma manje kanjalo rough nje ukuthi ngiyise ku circumcision wena bengilaphaya mabakunqampula lejwabu lakho leli. And then how am I supposed to come back and respect you after that?
Khona abantu abanjalo in your life, or like that you've came across, obazi ukuthi they would maybe do something like that, or maybe something of that sort?
Yeah, there's one that I do know. Yeah, there's one that I do know. But I'm not very close to this person. It was someone being supplying some things I was buying. But yeah, that person has a toxic personality. Ngoba ukuyenzela ama favor. You know, you can't say no to anything. Yabona, uyothola ukuthi esinini ngiyeza ngizocollector. And then this person would be like, drive me to kuphi. You're like, mfethu, I can't, mfethu, ngicela ukutshela ukuthi I'm in a hurry. No, drive it, because if you don't drive me, yabona. Unfortunately, that's the only person that I know. Let's skip. Yeah. It's the only person that I know. All the other people that I keep in my circle, bro. I don't think bakhona banjalo. Unless if maybe I am presented by that situation, and then vele umjita azibonisa ukuthi vele yabona sikanjalo. And would you like to say something? We have Bones in the house, guys. Utsidi so ngimbiza ngo stuff sama super.
Hey guys.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm listening to the interesting conversation you guys are having about a leader and someone who's possibly in line to take care of the country. What do you think says about him if he's holding on to something as so like insignificant as I took you to get a circumcision, and he's holding it onto someone. When I did this for you, what do you think he's going to do for the country if he behaves like that? What is he sending to the white people that are against him, or the ANC supporters that are not supporting him, or the DA supporters that are against him? What is he trying to say?
It looks like there might be a bit of anarchy in Abakhona. I'm getting those vibes. Donald Trump vibes, nyana, so that when he's in power, he'll be able to say anything, do anything that he wants. Because as much as some of the policies that they do have in the EFF do speak to me as a youth person, you also have to think about this person, the way as articulating a corner sometimes I will go right. Even if maybe, let's say, umuntu onaleyo personality, do it when you are with your friends or with your colleagues or out in public, mfethu. It's like, have you ever listened to Donald Trump sometimes? How you just cringe and like, oh, I do baba kabani lona. So now, vibes lao. I still think he's a great human being. It's just that Leo Patia Keleo. It's something I don't think I would ever understand.
Well, I think those type of things, right? I think those are the things that make people uncomfortable and not have a warm, fuzzy feeling and trust him. Because, Guti, we had a guest, Futi Angsho, who catching feelings, and she said, Guti, if you can do into a so, then what will happen when a bigger thing happens if you can react? So they use these type of things to actually predict, okay, in certain situations, how will this guy act and all. And I think maybe with the difference between Malema or Trump, is because I think Trump played that very well, given the amount of people that trusted him. He always gave them a sense of confidence in him. So in this guy, you can't trust a person like that. Even if maybe they did it to you, maybe you went ahead and then they did a circumcision for you. It wouldn't be a person you trust going forward. So I think whenever people see these type of things, it's a thing where now they lose trust in him. They get a bit uncomfortable in that. And now when they imagine, okay, this guy has this amount of power and he's like this, imagine him empowering So boy, in the interest of time,
let me ask a question
thoughts.
before Sevala. Are you circumcised?
Veto verse, yeah. I didn't have a choice. My dick has been like this for my whole life. So I think I was circumcised when I wasn't even conscious. I was the same
Yeah. I mean, they chopped me. In fact, I took myself to get chopped in my late teenage years.
You wish you could have it back.
I wish I hadn't done it.
That's why with my son, I'm actually fighting so that he doesn't get circumcised. I want it to be his decision. Because apparently people are having regrets. You're not the first person.
I'm one of them.
I'm hearing Asho Anja. And now I don't want my son maybe thinking, go to this motherfucker chopped off my dick. So so at least it has to be a choice that he makes. Now, what
do you think about circumcision? Are you circumcised? How do you feel about it? Is it something that you regret? Is it something that you are okay with?
Okay, from my side, I think I'm on the same boat as Zane. I went when I was, I think 2014, probably 25, 26.
Yeah.
And then I took myself. So I wanted to ask you guys this question because I've experienced, because Jiggy obviously has not experienced it.
Both
Zane
ends.
has a valid reason to be like, hey, this is why I didn't want to do it. But I've experienced both having sex with the foreskin and without.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I understand his predicament where he's like, it's different.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very different. Hygienically, number one, I think that's one reason why I actually did it. For a cleaner hygiene. But I wish I hadn't. Feelings gone. Nix. I also want nix.
Yeah. No, for me personally, I think I had it done before I had sex. So I don't know the feeling of before.
Yeah.
So I've got no reference point basically in terms of before or after. But yeah, I haven't had any issues ever since. Yeah.
But I mean, you know what I can say, dog.
I'm on the opposite side. I'm actually on the opposite side of what Zane said. He said he enjoyed it more. For me, it's better now.
That's confused so much.
Yeah, I mean, it was better before. It's not that bad, but unale sense evile, which
it's different.
Yeah, but
What I can say, yabo, Uguti, God doesn't make mistakes, bro.
Yeah.
I think maybe there's a certain thing that the skumba has function.
Yeah.
Yabon. So because interestingly enough, lezo ikhumba lezo, they make facial creams of chair. I'm telling you, if you can, where do foreskins go? So when after they circumcise, they take them by some pharmaceutical companies and they make skin care products. Yabo? So I think there's...
Is that a real thing or
it's a real thing. Okay, no. They'll tell us in the comments.
Does anyone else know about this?
Okay, guys, Google it and then you'll tell us in the comments. And then...
please tell us too. Yeah.
Any last thoughts before we close?
Any last thoughts? I'm tired for this weekend. I'm gonna say to everyone else who's gonna watch and to the guys, I wanna have a dope weekend. I don't have any last remarks, Mvan.
Alright, same here. It's in Ben Grandi. Like, subscribe. And then,
Sisonke, it is what it is.
You know.